Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to the channel. So, this is my first community lot speed build, and I decided to go a little crazy with it. So, I needed something for Oasis Springs, and I play in the Lilsimsie save, by the way. I'm sure if you're really into The Sims, you already know who Lilsimsie is and know all about the Simsie save, but I will link her save file below if anybody wants to download it and check it out. But anyway, originally the Dust Bowl is on this lot, and the Dust Bowl is the bowling alley that came with the bowling alley game pack or bowling pack, whatever. And I don't like it. Let me just be frank. Originally, I had made my own. Well, no. I had downloaded a bowling alley from the gallery for the save, but it didn't fit. It was way too cluttered and modern looking. So I needed something to fit Oasis Springs, or specifically this area that's a little more run down and older, with, you know, giant dinosaur and everything. And I'm sorry if you can hear screaming in the background. My 1-year-old is ready for his nap, or ready for bed, and he's just fighting his nap. He's fighting sleep over there, so I do apologize. Hopefully hopefully you can't hear him. And if you hear some laughing or anything, my boyfriend is on Fortnite, so I apologize. Anyway, the first thing I want to say, and I'm going to say this a couple times because this is going to drive some of you crazy. I forgot the stairs for the second story. And when I say I forgot them, I mean I completely finished this build, took half of my screenshots, and then found out that nobody could access the second story. So the whole time you're seeing this, you're going to be screaming at me, how did you not know there was no stairs? Like, put some stairs in, put some stairs in. I promise there's stairs in the screenshot. I promise if you download this from the gallery, there are stairs. Speaking of the gallery, my origin ID is MadnessGlitched. The name of this build is, oh no, what did I name this build? Anyway, the name will be in the description box below, and some little information about it. But yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about the bowling pack. I hate bowling in The Sims. Why can't your Sims interact and talk and play between, like, the bowling? It takes way too long and you can't interact. So personally, I don't ever bowl, but I do feel like there should be a bowling alley. But for the functionality of this lot, just the basement is the bowling alley, and that's because after I spent all this time putting this building together, I realized that the bowling lanes are too long for even the biggest opening on the downstairs, so I had to create an entire basement level just for the bowling lanes. So the entire basement is the bowling alley. The main floor is actually a fully functional restaurant. So if you have dine out, you could actually turn this into a restaurant and it function. I don't know if this transfers through the gallery, so if it doesn't, I'm sorry. But I actually went in and changed all of the restaurant stuff, so it would be like a pizza place if if it goes like, if that, oh, words. I'm sorry guys, it's past my bedtime. But I really try to get this speed, gosh darn it. Really trying to get this voiceover finished so I can get this uploaded to YouTube. Anyway, this was a big struggle. I really wanted it to look like shipping containers and I really wanted it to look cool, but I struggled so hard because I feel like the colors just don't go. I change all the shipping container colors later. Ooh, words. Anyway, I do think the bowling alley looks really good. I don't know how often I'm really gonna bring Sims here, but you will see the bowling alley in any of my Let's Plays because I will be dropping this in all of mine. My little Simsie save will have this in it, which is not by her, it is by me. You're watching me build it, and of course forgetting those stairs. But anyway, I completely spaced on what I was telling you the lot could do. So the bottom, the basement level, is the bowling alley. The ground floor is a restaurant, but that's also where the bar is. And there's only one bar in this build. I was tempted to put more in, but because of the fact that only one waitress or bartender will show up on the lots, I didn't want there to be empty bars because that really bothers me when I go to a lot and there's more than one bar, and of course only one's usable. But anyway, here you see me on the second floor, still not noticing there's no stairs. I'm just kicking myself. You would not believe how much work and everything went into this before I realized there's no stairs. So on top of adding stairs, I do add a whole lot of just clutter items, and I change stuff up off of camera. So the screenshots are going to be a little different than what you're seeing, but for the most part, I do all of it on camera. I just changed some stuff up. I really like what I'm doing right here. I don't know if other simmers have kind of done this. I don't watch many bowling alley builds, but you know, when you're at the bowling alley, they all have this little screen that shows like the spare or strike or turkey, but it also just displays the names and regular scores. So I use several debug items and that small TV to create my own version of it. And like I said, I like it. I don't know if the TVs work. I don't know if you can even use the bowling lanes with that there. So, you know, oops. I should probably play test this before I post it to the gallery, but we'll see if I do. Well, I was playtesting it when I found out there was no stairs. I was in the Caliente household, and yeah, they couldn't get to the upstairs, which I am still like not talking about. The upstairs has a karaoke station, or whatever you want to call it. So of course you can be the karaoke bar if you want it to be. It's got all of the stuff for that. But I really wanted to put some emphasis on the arcade part, because that's what I feel like so many bowling alleys have. It's a bowling alley and an arcade. But unfortunately, we don't have many arcade games or activities. So I did put some of the big arcade machines in there. Well, two, because they're so big. They take up so much room. But anyway, I do put two in the second story. and I put some of the motion, the VR things. I never can come up with their name. I even forget they're in the game because they're such weird items. I don't know why they're so big, they're so clunky, they're so modern looking. I really don't like them, but I did add 3 of them in here because, I mean, you can't have an arcade without them. That's some of the few stuff that you can actually play. So, I do add those, and I add a whole bunch of like bar stools and everything, almost like an internet cafe kind of deal. I didn't actually add the cafe part, so if you wanted to make this a cafe, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do some renovating. But you could probably just remove the bar and put the cafe stuff right there. An idea or whatever, but I'm already got some ideas for some cafes, so this was just gonna be my bowling alley. So yeah, I put a whole lot of laptops down in the internet cafe area, but I did remove some because originally I filled the entire area up, and then I was like, well, what if you decided, sorry, I hit the mic. What if you decided to bring your own laptop? Which is something I always forget because we didn't have laptops for so long. If you're new and have had the laptops this entire time, you know, lucky you. I bet you really think of them, but nope. When I started The Sims 4, we didn't even have basements or swimming pools or toddlers, so, you know. The little things. Yeah, and here I am trying to come up with a color scheme for this. Because originally I just put the objects in where I wanted them, and then I was like, well, how am I gonna make these look cohesive? And I hate so many of the swatches on the bowling stuff. Originally when the pack came out, I was like, oh my god, these are super cute, but all of them are strange pastel blues and like, look at me, oranges, and I'm not here for it. And I say pastel blues. I want to say there's some bright look at me blues too. This is where the actual kitchen is for the restaurant, and I'm not happy with it. I was thinking like food truck vibes, but I went very minimal in here. I thought about putting a whole bunch of stuff on the walls, but I was like, who's gonna see it? So if you decide to download this, I do highly recommend maybe decorating that. I couldn't be bothered. I looked at all the stuff and was like, what am I supposed to do with this? Speaking of what I'm supposed to do with this, I had so much empty wall space because at this point I don't even have any windows in. I do add windows, and I think that also is off camera, but I may have recorded that, I don't know. But there are windows, and there are stairs to the second floor. But yes, I can't believe I did that. That sent me back like an hour and a half on this build. That's the reason that I'm doing the voiceover so late. And that's the reason, no doubt, you can hear my 1-year-old back there screaming. But it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm watching, but I'm not really paying attention. I originally only had 1 bathroom in the build, and it was in the basement in the bowling alley. But when I was really looking at it, I was like, no, we've got to have a second bathroom somewhere. So this big courtyard, I take off the small little end piece and make that a second bathroom. Because once I really got in furnishing, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with the courtyard. There's not really bowling alley or arcade or fun hangout stuff. So I put some benches in there and some plants. Woo. I didn't even like take screenshots of it for the end of the video. I also didn't take screenshots of either of the bathrooms I went to, but they're so small that I just couldn't get a decent angle. So there are bathrooms, there's 2 of them, but yeah, you won't see them in the screenshots. I also struggled so badly with couches and the seating arrangements in here. This is where I have dual TVs and game systems, but it took me forever, and Dream Home Decorator came in for the clutch, as always, but we really need some better swatches on these couches. Actually, I'd just take some better couches. Either they're like crazy traditional and old, or they're really modern. I'd really like something in between, something that, you know, people actually have in their houses right now. But that is an argument for another day. And some of you are gonna lose your minds right here with this built-in entertainment center, and I apologize, but I'm leaving it. I'm not changing it. So I use the same swatch for the upper cabinet pieces, which is the middle ones, and the same swatches for the little shelf attachment pieces, or whatever you want to call them. And the upper cabinets look way grayer than the shelf pieces. The shelf pieces look bright white, but I swear they're the same shade in the actual like swatches. They just look different up there on camera, and it is awful. But I'm keeping it. I'm dealing with it. I'm dealing with it. So, yeah, this is kind of the build. I mean, I haven't added the computers and stuff, but for the most part, you can get an idea and a feel for how the build is looking. I do, and it's in the end, you'll only see it in the screenshots, but I also lift up the foundation of the whole lot. But I only lifted up one, so your Sims can just walk up it without stairs, because the foundation goes all the way up to the end of the lot. But yeah, I'm satisfied with this lot. My whole point of this was for like teens and college students and young adults to have a chill hangout space, and just your regular basic bowling alley really just didn't do it for me. So the bowling alley has its own space in the basement, and then you can eat or drink or game or whatever. Maybe even, you know, just avoid doing your homework and stalking the most popular guy at school or whatever. Whatever you want. I don't judge. And I don't know if we're even going to be visiting this lot in either of my current Let's Plays, but it'll be in the game, so if we want to, we can. In fact, I don't know. I think Darren might be a bowler. I could definitely see that. And Darren is the main character of my Get to Work. It's the detective career, but I'm calling it Police Edition. Come at me in the comments. So yeah, I struggled so long trying to figure out what I was gonna put in those diagonal corner pieces, and no, I eventually come back to them, and what I do is I actually change the position of the chairs. I make them flush with the back walls and not at a diagonal, and then then I add diagonal platform pieces to make it like, here you go, like a built-in wall. I mean table, a built-in table to the couches. And I'm not exactly sure why this would be in a bowling alley, but I thought we needed more seating and this would be a nice seclusion area. I also had 2 of the jukeboxes down here. I mean, what is a bowling alley without a jukebox? That was like one of my most memorable memories, ha ha ha, of the bowling alley was going to the jukebox and, you know, picking whatever song I wanted to listen to. And of course, being a child and immature, I tried to pick something that I knew had like an ugly word in it or something. Because, you know, my mom would never know I chose it. Oh, but anyway, I know how the jukeboxes and everything work nowadays, and that's just crazy. I feel so old. It used to be like a dollar or 50 cents for a song, and now it's like $3 or $4 per song, and it's just like, no, you can buy a song for double that on iTunes, or half that on iTunes. So no, I'm not paying that. Anyway, originally I wanted some of the debug shipping containers in the back to really push home the whole shipping container vibe, but I just didn't have enough room on the lot because I wanted it to be, even if you didn't place it on this specific lot, that it would be, you know, like, it would make sense because I have the tool mod, so I could technically put the shipping containers wherever I wanted. But if you placed it, you know, in a closer neighborhood, the shipping containers would be in trees or touching houses or whatever, and I really didn't want that. So I just decided to remove them and focus on my made shipping containers. So yeah, here I'm finally putting in the laptop area. Actually, fun fact, I furnished this whole area and then found out that I had paused my recording. So I had to delete all of this and redo it real fast with the recording. And I was actually on with my best friend at the time and was like, oh no. And she's like, what are you on about? So I blame her. She, you know, she had me distracted. I wasn't paying attention. It's all her fault. And I told her at the time, I was like, yep, I'm shouting you out in the video. So yep, I'm calling you out. Here it is. She thinks this looks more like a convention center, which, you know, I'm totally down with. Though probably if I was going to make a real, like, convention center, it would probably be like an, is it an art center? Is that what they're called? I don't know, which eventually, you know, I'll tackle that. That is on the to-do list. I want to at least create one of every lot type. And, you know, now we have the wedding lot type. So I'm going to have to create my first wedding. My, like, church or whatever. Which, you know, I'm totally down for, as long as the church has a graveyard or something, because that's my cup of tea. It's a nice graveyard. Fun fact for people who, you know, well, not that are new to the channel, all of you are new to the channel, but when I first started playing The Sims, it was back in the original, like, Sims 1 days. My whole goal for the game was to see how many gravestones I could accumulate on one lot. So I would invite, like, as many Sims as I could. I'd lock them all into the house, and I'd start a fire with the stove, and just kill everybody, and then place one gravestone after another. So, you know, that's not morbid or anything. I think my count was like 24, by the way. 24 gravestones. But that was a long time ago. But I was so, like, I don't know, I felt accomplished and, like, so proud of myself that I killed that many Sims. That's awful. And I probably shouldn't use that word. But I had a lot of gravestones and a lot of ghosts that would just randomly spawn. So, you know, that was fun. I don't really have much else to say about the build or about kind of The Sims in general. So I'm probably gonna just leave it off here and let y'all listen to some music for the end of this, though we should be getting close to the end of the actual speed build and to the screenshot shortly. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me, subscribe. If you are interested in future content, feel free to hit the notification bell so you're notified when I randomly post, because I don't have a schedule yet. Probably never will. 2 kids and a chaotic life, but you know, well, I try. I try. I'm hoping for Mondays to be my Get to Work LP, for Wednesdays to be my Paranormal LP, and Fridays to be Speed Bills. Words, I swear. So stick around for that. Can't promise that's gonna be the schedule, but for the moment, that's my hope. So I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Bye.